meet at midcourt, and we are underway for Mackey Arena. Llewellyn will control, getting that start with McDaniel out with the suspension on the road. Llewellyn coming back from a torn ACL a year ago. You see that big brace on his left leg. Brought down the outside by Jones, spins away as he rejects the screen. Curling off, Burnett on top of the key, looking inside. Cut off by Smith. Reed coming off a career-high 20. Gets inside, floats it up short. Rebound back tap to Lawyer, and Purdue is off and running.
That's one way to attack Zach Edey. Just let Terrace Reed use the bounce, kind of put him in space, but Edey getting a good contest, and Purdue's defense wins round one.
Get it to Edey. This is exactly where Juwan Howard wanted this defense to have him catch the ball. They want to force him out of the paint, do their work early on the defensive end. Here it is, another kind of longer touch for Edey, and he leaves it a little too strong as Kaufman-Renn couldn't claim it, and Michigan gets the stop.
That was really well done by Terrace Reed. You mentioned they want to push him off that block. That's exactly what he does there. Now, Olivier Kamwa is going to have his hands full in terms of blocking out. You see Trey Kaufman-Renn is flying in there every time, but a very solid defensive possession for a Michigan team that has struggled on that end of the floor for the season.
Good to see Kaufman-Renn on the floor, okay, after a tough fall at Iowa a couple days ago in the win. 84-70 for Purdue. Here's Kamwa, his first touch, and the mid-range jumper too strong.
Good block out by Zach Edey.
Jones running the floor, find his point guard, Smith. Can't get that entry pass in for Kaufman-Renn. Around the horn it goes for Lawyer. Now here's Edey, double immediately. Swing, swing, Jones, extra Lawyer, corner, three ball, money.
Fletcher Lawyer is just riding the heater, 53% from three in Big Ten play. Unselfish play, though. Lance Jones could have put that up. It was one more for a better look from the corner.
Williams leaves it Llewellyn. Juwan Howard's been really proud of how he stayed mentally through this process of returning from the ACL, still trying to get back to 100% physically and up top in the head. And what a move to squeeze it through by Reed.
That's clearly what Michigan wants to do early in this game. One-on-one, Purdue just going to let Edey defend Terrace Reed, and it's been off the bounce. He faces up, he gets baseline, and uses that reverse layup.
Jones on the outside, Lawyer, pump fake, drive, into the paint, floats it short. Edey with the offensive board. He's been so good as a vacuum on the offensive glass, and Smith clears the lane for two.
And maybe that jump starts his offense, Noah. He's still facilitated, but just 8 of his last 31 from the field. Nice play right there for Michigan. That's the ball game. If you can't secure the defensive glass, Purdue will just bludgeon you there.
That was one of Juwan Howard's main messages after the game against Illinois. As Burnett leaves it short, Smith wants to run, no real numbers, and he'll reset here.
Braden Smith, a really good rebounding guard. That's what he does best. I mean, he can just drop dimes. What a look there. The initial surge wasn't there, pulls it out. Michigan doesn't match up, and Trey Kaufman-Renn the beneficiary.
So Smith making it happen as he generally does. A chance for 3 now for Kaufman-Renn. Just 4 points and 5 boards, and that tough fall against Iowa.
The fact that Braden Smith now 8 straight games of 6 assists or more. He has not shot the basketball as well. I thought at times that maybe with his pull-up he's a little bit off balance, but still he is one of the best point guards in this league, and I have no doubt, I don't think that the Purdue coaching staff has any doubt that that jumper is going to come back.
Still shooting 42% from 3 on the season, 7.2 assists. Llewellyn on the take, probes through on Edey, fades, and gets the roll.
You mentioned it, Noah, but really good to see him back. He's coming off his best half, I think, of the season since his comeback, really. Had 7 points, all of those coming in the first half against Illinois. Just to see him back on the floor and playing with some confidence is a good thing to see.
Certainly experienced, 24 years old as a transfer coming from Princeton. Get it inside, Edey with another post touch, can't finish, and a rebound batted around and secured by Williams.
Terrace Reed has continued to not let Edey get those deep post catches, and he's done a really nice job doing his work early.
Burnett, Smith cuts him off, Burnett forces it up short, and there's Smith with another board. Smith, Jones, the trailer, no hesitation.
He's a killer in transition. Over 1.3 points per possession when he gets out in the open court, and he is hunting those threes.
This is the tough part handling Purdue. They make their run and they make it so difficult, so good on the glass. Their rebounding margin the other day, plus 26. Here's a corner tray and short from Llewellyn.
They also get off to great starts, Nolan. They have, for the most part this season, thrown the first punch.
Smith with a hesitation, stops, and he's fouled.
Oh, just a smart play. Namari Burnett gets off his feet, and wise decision there. Braden Smith, what a start for Purdue. Rocking and rolling on the offensive end of the floor.
11-4 start, and it's the shooting once again.
Boy, the ball movement's so good. Fletcher Lawyer, that's a horse shot from the corner. Then in transition.
If you want this, you got to go into the store and just be like, give me the Dung King's Munchkin Skewer.
The Dung King's Munchkin Skewer.
Too much of a mouthful?
Oh, how many times can you say it fast?
It's been a long time since I did the acting exercises.
Yeah, we know.
The Dung King's Munchkin Skewer.
When you have a history of greatness, the real challenge starts after the finish line. When victory alone isn't enough, you raise your bar, keep dreaming, and go beyond the limits of what you ever thought possible. The new 2024 Ridgeline, Passport, and Pilot, part of our most rugged trail sport lineup yet. From Honda.
Without the right start to your day, your morning could hit a wall.
It's not the door. I got it.
Velveeta breakfast biscuits are baked with slow-release carbs and provide steady morning energy to help you rise and thrive.
Braden Smith gonna find you. Lance Jones pulling up and cashing out.
Well, the Big Ten picture is starting to take shape. Wisconsin with a close win earlier gets to 6-1. Purdue right there on their heels at 6-2. Illinois now getting some firepower back. They're at 5-2, and you see Michigan at the bottom, 2-5. Look, the Doug McDaniel suspension is one thing. There were some transfers in and out. They lose 2 top 15 picks. There's a lot that goes into this Michigan team. On the other side, since the loss 2 weeks ago to Nebraska, Purdue has been unstoppable in their last 3.
Well, Edey has been phenomenal, but the guys around him have also been really good. You know, Fletcher Lawyer, I think, going through one of his more consistent stretches of the season. Lance Jones has been terrific. Braden Smith still facilitating. And they kind of play a revolving door of foremen where it could be Trey Kaufman-Renn, it could be Mason Gillis. We see Cam Heide. You know, Caleb Verse certainly plays into that mix. But I think also, you know, the turnovers are such a big part of when Purdue struggles. And on top of that, the shooting, the last 6 games, 41% from 3 for Purdue. In 5 of those 6 games, they've made over 9 threes. So when you're shooting it around Edey, that's going to give defenses fits.
Matt Painter's been really most pleased with Edey's effort, getting on the floor, diving at loose balls, the offensive rebounding, and that's what Edey says he's focusing on more than anything right now. We know the points are going to come. He's scoreless to start this game, and Purdue is still up 13-4.
You think about, Noah, that play he made in Indiana, where he beat every player for the Hoosiers to the floor and started that break for Lance Jones.
Cheddar's in the game, hands it to Llewellyn. Tightrope that baseline. Kayat in there as well. And the 3-ball in and out from Kamwa.
Well, that's been Kamwa's deal, too. Now, 4 of his last 19 from 3. He can shoot it from there, but he has struggled over the last 4 games.
Ethan Morton and Mason Gillis on the floor for Purdue. And here's a foul. Kamwa on the drag down of Edey on the post entry.
I just don't know if Kamwa has the strength that we've seen from Terrace Reed to really battle him on the block. Here's the play we were talking about. This ball is on the floor. Zach Edey, he goes to the floor. Khalil Ware just reaches, and it's kind of the way that game went all evening long for the Hoosiers.
We talk about the skill set that Edey possesses and his fluidity and movement, but to be 7'4", 300-plus pounds, and to hit the deck like that, bounce right back up, there's just not many body types, people of that ilk that can do that. Smith's going to have to make it happen here with 5 to shoot, up and under, great finish.
That's just really poor defense by Michigan, rotating out. You got to show bodies at Edey. But Braden Smith is a player, too, and he could have shot the 3, he could have gotten the mid-range, and he showed that he could also get all the way to the rim. He had every option available to him right there.
Cheddar responds, a 3-ball.
Yeah, I will say, Will Cheddar is having an incredible season shooting the basketball. Not the highest volume, but there with Edey guarding him, that pick and pop, that can be effective.
Yeah, he's shooting 63% from 3.
He's only had 2 games where he's been below 50%. It's pretty amazing.
Edey triple team outside from Morgan. Around it goes for Lawyer. 8 to shoot. Step back on Kayat, comes up short, and a foul. Loose ball staying here, and Kamwar is going to pick up his second.
They are showing so many bodies at Zach Edey, and it's a real gamble because Purdue has guys around him that can make plays. Here, when this shot goes up, I mean, you're just fighting for your life, and Olivier Kamwar gets two quick ones, and that's a big deal because he's a massive part of their offense.
So Reed's going to come back in for him. They leave Smith wide open, and he drills a three.
Jalen Llewellyn's going under, but he's not even in the same zip code as Braden Smith,
who was outscoring Michigan by himself. Smith 9, Wolverine 7.
I think this is just a matter of time for Braden Smith to bust out of this little shooting slump he's been in.
Llewellyn, Reed, Kayat, Howard, and Cheddar. Get it inside. Knocked away. Reed couldn't handle it. Here comes Morton the other way. Swing it. Lawyer. Quick and catch and shoot. But he comes up short. Kayat will clear the board and run the show. Cheddar on the outside with a size advantage on Smith. Takes him to the basket and had it knocked out of bounds. It'll give way for Burnett to come back in for Michigan and Cam Heidi to check in for the first time for Purdue.
Well, we're going to have Braden Smith just fly off this pin down. Llewellyn is going to take an interesting route. Oh, play one away.
Sometimes the magic just dies in front of you.
But anytime I can tell it's a great moment.
Oh, I look forward to your telly. Tremendous. I'm trying to find one more T word, but it can't come to me in the moment. Edey nearly had the rebound and knocked away there.
Hustle by Terrence Reed.
Kayat. They had numbers, couldn't take advantage. Now Kayat is double. Howard's left alone in the corner. Finally, they find him, and he'll line up the three.
How about Jace Howard knocking down his first shot of the season? Only been back 2 games. Good hustle by Michigan there, and Howard paying it off from the corner.
Ron Sun, 6'8", 225. To play that guard spot, to play the wing. Versatility, the name of the game. But Gillis is right there to get it back.
Boy, Cheddar is trying to bump Edey on the roll, but that's a scary thought when you got Mason Gillis raising behind. 15 of his last 30 from the three-point line, 50% on the season. That's what makes Edey so tough to guard. The shooting around him is just phenomenal.
Howard gets rid of it. Reed working on Edey inside. The spin. Can't score.
Edey was right there. Quality contest.
Smith feeling it early. Quick 9 points. Shovel it, Heidi, slight hesitation, caught up. Morton, another shot, comes up short.
He didn't have to fade away there. I thought he could have just, it's a good cut. He could have went straight up with it.
And then Burnett is fouled on the circle around. It is going to be Morton. So first foul on Purdue, and Morton will take a seat. Lance Jones comes back in. Jones, Smith, Gillis, Heidi, and Edey against Cheddar, Kayat, Reed, Howard, and Burnett.
See if Michigan can get Amari Burnett going. He just has not been a factor offensively. He's continued to struggle. Last 3 games, just 27% from the field.
Only 38 on the year. Inside, Edey floats it short.
That's just Terrence Reed doing his work early. Edey has caught that a good foot or 2 outside where he normally does.
Kayat will reset. 6'9", 215 sophomore, shows off the ball handling ability. 6'10" wingspan, instinctual player. Leave it for Burnett off the screen. Cheddar on Gillis. Kick it. Same spot for Howard. Different result, comes up short. Knocked away, Reed. Last to touch it. He's going to get a breather here. So Smith stays on the floor, Kaufman, Wren, Heidi. So early action for Caleb first. And Lance Jones, the 5 for Purdue. Full court pressure here from Howard. First. Great defense from Cheddar. Now the switch off the screen. Smith looking inside, half the shot clock gone. Kaufman, Wren, Heidi, Jones. Everybody gets a touch on this possession for the Boilermakers, and Jones floats it short. 5 on 4 if they hurry the other way. Jones quick to recover. Cheddar. The hesitation, the drive, the double, the swing pass intercepted. Who else? Smith the other way. No look.
What a pass.
He tried to thread the needle. First is there for the bucket and the foul. Right place, right time.
No doubt about that. Here, this post double, incredibly effective. Great job by Trey Kaufman-Renn coming over and making Cheddar uncomfortable. Edey couldn't handle the no look, but Caleb First running the floor. He picks this thing up. Opportunistic, and now an opportunity for three. Just the ricochet out. Cam Edey was just like...
Yeah, it was one of those. It was almost like a cartoon where it bounces off one person's head and then it lands perfectly in the other person.
Yes.
It's like Space Jam. Either way, it results in a three-point play, and Purdue has extended this lead to 14. Reed on the outside. If they can find him some openings. Hand it to him in the post on a double immediately by Kaufman-Renn. Swing it. Burnett, that's a deep one. Comes up short.
I just think he's got to step in. It's another step into the line there. You're going to get the same look. Marvin Burnett has been struggling mightily with his jumper, and that post double, that's going to be available.
Lawyer absorbs the contact, can't finish. First nearly tipped it.
The effort that turns it all around.
Jones can't cash in. Kaufman-Renn. They cannot keep him off the glass, and finally it'll go the other way on a loose ball foul.
Matt Painter will love the effort. I mean, you're getting multiple efforts from Caleb First, Trey Kaufman-Renn. This shot goes up, and it is just a war for this ball. Great tap back there. Lance Jones gets a good look. It's Kaufman-Renn once again. And Purdue just one of the elite offensive rebounding teams nationally, 16th in the country in terms of offensive rebound percentage.
Llewellyn back in there, trying to bounce it and threw it a little bit behind Reed. Jones on the steal, quickly the other way. The cross on Cheddar, all the way in, can't finish. First couldn't claim it, and Cheddar does.
It's back-to-back possessions where Purdue was right there with the offensive boards, but come away with nothing.
Llewellyn calls out the set. Burnett, entry, Reed, strength, no.
That post double, really well done. Kaufman-Renn coming over. I think he got a piece of that shot.
Jones and a foul away from the ball. Cheddar was battling with Kaufman-Renn, and he's going to pick it up.
Watch the way Kaufman-Renn is just cracking down. Reed's got an angle on Caleb First, but Trey Kaufman-Renn just cleaning up this mess.
So Cheddar picks up his first. Already the 6th team foul for Michigan. So free throws the rest of the way now for Purdue. Jones bouncing. Kaufman-Renn working on Reed. Likes the matchup.
They're going to play that left shoulder. This is where he wants to get back to. It was pretty well defended by Terrace Reed.
Reed's done a good job. Post defense. This first half, Williams is back on the floor with the hair flowing in the wind. Working on Lawyer. Bully ball inside, but he can't finish. Purdue playing solid basketball more than anything right now. Michigan has struggled to create any offense, playing without Doug McDaniel here on the road. Just a second road game is going to miss out of the 6 he's suspended. Great pass inside. First with a patience and he lost it on the way up.
Purdue now one of their last 11 from the field. Michigan one of their last 9. And the Boilermakers with 3 straight trips down where they have missed bunnies at the rim.
Cheddar sets the screen for Llewellyn. Burnett, no hesitation. That's short.
I just don't love that shot from Amari Burnett. If you've made a couple, I'm about it. But it's a tough look right there for a guy that's not shooting the ball that well.
Jones. Oh, what a move on the blow-by, but he can't finish. Williams with numbers. Williams, long strides. Kaufman-Renn got a piece again.
Lawyer is carnage out here.
And he got the foul call. Llewellyn took a shot to the face. Lawyer's going to go to check on him. Cheddar has his hands on his knees, and we can all take a breath. Yeah, one of those stretches that you see then on social media with the song "Let the Bodies Hit the Floor" in the background. And now Lawyer can't even hit the free throw. That's one way to put an end to the spell. Zach Edey, his first bucket in emphatic fashion.
Well, it looks like Terrace Reed's got the defensive board, but Zach Edey just takes it right from him and goes up and tears the rim off.
So Purdue extends its largest lead at 16 now. Williams slicing through the lane for 2.
I like it. Michigan's got to do more of that right there. Get Terrence Williams in some pin down action. He goes right at Edey, gets an angle. They've run much more of that for him this season. He's become a real player and coming off a tough shooting performance against Illinois. But Terrence Williams has got to be involved offensively here.
Half the shot clock gone for Jones. Picks up the dribble, leaves a Kaufman-Renn on Cheddar. Kick it, Smith, baseline, bounce it, Kaufman-Renn, the spin, and the score.
Wow, with the left hand, something you don't see very often for Trey Kaufman-Renn. He loves that right, but they're a really nice play and nice touch with that left hand.
5 points now for the redshirt sophomore, averaging just 7 on the season. Llewellyn at the controls once again. And in this extended run, a little over a year removed from that torn ACL. Tough pull-up, deep 2 is short. Cheddar claims the offensive board and had it blocked, but a foul. Smith came in on the help, got a little chunk of the arm, and Cheddar will shoot 2.
Llewellyn was so off balance. Lance Jones was kind of chasing him. Looked like he might have gotten that hand in there on that hip, but you have to think Llewellyn's still coming back off that injury. Didn't look super confident going up with it. Nice job by though Michigan on the offensive glass. Getting a second chance opportunity.
Oh, we got a chance for some chicken. Free chicken is at stake. The fans can feel it. They can taste the crispiness. They can smell the aromas. The chicken, the fries, they're right there.
Oh, ice in his veins for Will Cheddar. This is the loudest the arena's been all game.
Will just said cheddar is better than chicken.
That's right.
They'll have more opportunities. This goes all game.
Those promos, Illinois does it, Northwestern does it, Purdue now does it. It is big time.
Smith brings the press himself. Approaching the 6-minute mark of this first half. Lawyer swinging. Edey back to Lawyer. 14 to shoot. Hooks it. Smith. Great entry. What else is new? And Edey is fouled.
That's the first time tonight that we've seen Terrace Reed kind of get buried by Edey. Good action by Purdue. Moving that defense and then ducking Zach in. Terrace Reed, you'll see right here, he just gets caught in a real tough spot. And he gets behind him. Now you're like that. Now that was a lot of ball up top. That's a tough one there for Terrace Reed.
Well, it's extra tough because now Smith has that jumper working a little bit, so he went to hedge on the
no doubt, and
that's got to be a hard decision.
That is, you are really in a tough spot because Braden Smith is such a threat to come off the ball screen, but you've got the National Player of the Year rolling to the rim who can physically manhandle you. It's not an envious position to be in for Terrace Reed.
And Edey cashes in. Most free throw attempts in the country by a pretty wide margin. A quiet 4 points and a loud 17-point advantage for the Boilermakers. Reed on the outside.
Good slip by DeMar Burnett.
Llewellyn from 3. He's got it.
That cut by Burnett gets Purdue's attention there. He slipped it. I thought Terrace Reed missed it, but because of that cut, you get an open jumper for Jalen Llewellyn.
Smith will reset here. Instructions from the side. And now they'll go with 15 to shoot. Edey sets that ball screen. Smith probes, finds. A little behind Lawyer. 5 to shoot. Gave up his dribble. Dump it. Edey. Floater. In and out. Kaufman-Renn hits the deck. 5 on 4. Michigan hurries. Burnett. They slow it down. Burnett on the drive. The kick. Llewellyn. Another 3 ball. He's got it again. Back-to-back threes. And Llewellyn's up to 8. Under 5 to play in this first half. Michigan back within 11. Jones to Lawyer. Inside. Edey. The strength. Had it blocked. Reed got a hand in the cookie jar.
That was a real physical play down there in the post. Terrace Reed hanging in there, and a big no call because that would have been his second.
Williams pops. Comes up short. Smith wants the push. Leave it. Jones. The drive. Had it blocked from behind. Williams stayed with him stride for stride. It's out of bounds off Jones, and Michigan will take over.
Michigan making some plays on some of these Purdue dribble drives here. Little hesitation and go. Lance Jones getting downhill. And Terrence Williams with a really nice play to stay right in there, and we're going the other way.
Comwan's going to come back on the floor, and there's 2 early fouls forced to the bench. So we'll see if their current leading scorer available. If Jones takes it away in the backcourt, could be a foul on Llewellyn and a free throw, 1-on-1 situation for Jones.
Well, Lance Jones is just a bulldog. He is going to get after the basketball. Play right there. Michigan certainly in a tough spot from a foul situation. I said Terrence Reed could have picked up his second. He actually does have 2 fouls right now. Comwan with 2, Llewellyn with 2. It's a tough spot to be in here on the road, especially down your best guard.
Jones 74%. So no McDaniel. Comwan averaging 17 points per game. Has scored double figures in all but 1 game this year, where he scored just 9 against St. John's. He's got 4 double-doubles. But outside of that, Terrence Reed had 20 in their last game at home against Illinois, career high. He's been much more efficient from the free throw line. Llewellyn now has found his shooting stroke late in this first half as Jones splits the pair. The question is, who can you go to for consistent offense? And it feels like Comwan is generally that decision. Llewellyn the burst.
Well, he was a big-time scorer, though, at Princeton before he got to Michigan. And certainly the ACL injury has taken some of his bursts. Going to take some time to get it back. But just hitting Comwan and burning it right off there. Nice play and a good action there for Jalen Llewellyn getting to the basket.
Back to 10. Lawyer swings it. Jones. Great patience and a better bucket.
This ball movement for Purdue. Fletcher Lawyer has really facilitated, whether that's throwing it into Zach Edey or moving it for shooters.
Burnett probes through, shovel it for Williams, 15 to shoot. Howard just bulldozes right through Lawyer. He's fouled.
That was strong. Got Fletcher Lawyer going to his left and just went right through him with the Euro step.
2 free throws coming for Howard when we come back. 3:21 to play in this first half, and Michigan just hanging around. While Howard heads to the line. Not even a chance for Chicken.
It's not messing around. You can hear the booze.
I mean, I get it. You know,
no, free food is the ultimate
100%.
Student. This is a big deal here.
If it's free, I feel like it just means more. Even if it's the worst thing in the world, if somehow you got it for free, it feels great.
No doubt, no doubt.
So Michigan just keeping this within striking distance. Gillis is back on the floor. Lawyer, Jones, Edey, and Smith. Jones creates some separation. Whip it, corner. Gillis inside. Edey working on Comwan, and that's just too easy.
Well, that was really good by Zach Edey, though. He's kind of read the defense. The ball was loose. He gathered it, surveyed, saw he had one-on-one coverage, and just went to work.
Back to a 13-point game, just under 3 to play in this first half. Can the Wolverines find a little bit of a run before the break? Burnett just forced his way inside, and he traveled.
Just went into a brick wall. Mason Gillis came over on the help. There's just nowhere to go there. It's got to be you draw 2 and you're going to pass the thing. Here's that play by Edey. Him kind of gather this, survey, and gets to his left shoulder. It's pretty much game over from that distance.
Matt Painter's talked about it a lot over the course of his career, and certainly this season. His hands are really underrated. He just always seems to be sure-handed, and Lance Jones always seems to knock down big threes.
That is an elite pass by Braden Smith. He's just coming off to the right wing. And he hook passes that thing across the floor. What a pass, and that thing's on a rope.
Cheddar, not this time. And Edey right there. Smith keeps the head up. And he'll slow it down, reset, approaching the 2-minute mark. Gillis flashing. Gillis, the pump, and the finish.
Just a good cut right there. Mason Gillis making himself available, flashing right through there. Braden Smith has been in total control of this first half.
And another steal by Jones. Takes away from Llewellyn, and he's fouled. Lance Jones playing thief in this first half.
Jalen Llewellyn, you think about someone who hasn't played a ton of point guard minutes, and you see this type of pressure. He's having to bring it up against a guy who is just looking to take his rock every time. It can wear you out. You can hear that the crowd, and they appreciate the effort that Lance Jones has given guarding the basketball.
See the support from Juwan Howard on the sideline as Llewellyn will finally sit. Just had his hand on his back, reassuring him, keeping his spirits as high as possible.
You think about it, like Doug McDaniel has handled all of this year, and he's coming back from a serious knee injury. When you haven't seen that type of ball pressure, it can take you a little bit of time to adjust to that, get used to seeing it again, and Jones is just kind of bulldogging him right now, trying to wear him out.
Empty trip to the line there. Rebound tracked down by Reed. Kayat back in there. He'll bring it across. Hand it to Burnett. Guarded closely by Jones. Kayat. Reed. Looking for some kind of action. Attacks on Edey, and he dropped the contact. We're going to call it on the floor. Just a 15th foul on Purdue. So a side out for Michigan.
It's going to be really interesting to see Michigan initiate offense with this 5 on the floor. Not that Burnett can't do it, but right there, Yusuf Kayat had to really bring the ball up, get Michigan into their offensive set. I'm guessing that that's something that he has not done a whole lot of this season.
Juwan Howard believes that that was in the act of shooting. In fact, Zach Edey lined up for the free throw in the rebounding position. Got to get it in, and they do for Reed. The fresh 20. Reed will pull. Too strong. Rebound, Kayat, and he blew the bunny.
We've seen a lot of missed layups tonight on both ends.
Right now, a patented Purdue run to the end of the first half, and it's been Lance Jones, the igniter.
The space he's got right there, he's got that whole side. Starts on the left side of the floor. Edey's posted left block, and he's just taking his man Terrence Reed and working out.
9-0 Boilermaker run. Burnett can't end it, and it's going the other way on a loose ball foul on Cheddar. So more free throws for Purdue. It's number 2 on Cheddar. Foul trouble continues. 3 on Llewellyn, 2 on Comwa and Reed, and now on Cheddar as well. Already a thin team without McDaniel. Depth just isn't quite what they expected coming into the season. And we'll see how Juwan Howard will play this the remainder of this game. There's 57 seconds left in this first half, and Michigan has taken that first gut punch from the number 2 team in the country. Purdue gets to the free throw line as much as just about anybody in the country. Nearly 10 more times per game than their opponents, which is number 1 in the Big Ten, second in the country, and Gillis turns 2 into 3 very quickly. Juwan Howard will take us in as well. All the action around the nation, and from right here in West Lafayette, right ahead, the Xfinity 10G Network halftime report. Burnett will bring it across, 2-for-1 opportunity here for Michigan. Cheddar with Edey on the perimeter. Burnett. Now he has the switch with a big man. Wants to take advantage. Entry in for Reed. Quiet first half, and he is on the board with a nice bucket there.
Well, that was well done by Michigan there, recognizing Purdue's switches. Terrace Reed pushing Mason Gillis up the lane. They throw it over the top, and able to split that double, but good recognition by Michigan's guards.
Reed coming off the 20-point game. Got that early bucket tonight. That one is second. He's got 4. And now Purdue will hold for 1 with a shot clock dart. Morton to Edey. 5 seconds. Lawyer. 3 seconds. Pulls it over Reed. He's got it. Drills a 3 at the horn. Lawyer feeling the love. And Purdue with a 49 spot in this first half.
The crazy thing is they've missed layups. They had a stretch where they went 1 for 10 from the field. And with all that being said, Purdue still puts up 49. It's a heck of a play by Fletcher Lawyer. End of the clock. He just sizes Terrace Reed up. He dots the I right there. Purdue is rocking and rolling
to start this second half with a 24-point lead.
This place sounds like the club.
Love Mackey is rolling. Smith gets it in. Edey had to go and get it. Couldn't put it in. Reed has done a good job defensively on Edey. Just 6 points in that first half, but it's been the others who have gotten going after Edey has just been unstoppable in the previous 3 games. Second chance now for Michigan.
I just think it's because Terrace Reed's done his work early. He's definitely pushed Zach Edey out, made him a little bit uncomfortable, and he's back.
Llewellyn loses his footing, trying to get it back with 7, and it will be a jump ball, staying with Michigan.
Trey Coffin-Wren to get switched off, and you see Llewellyn just losing that footing and now fighting for his life.
So 7 to shoot. Llewellyn will inbound on the floor with Burnett, Williams, Comwan, and Reed.
Purdue has taken away almost every under out of bounds by just getting on top of the cutters to the corner.
Williams sticks it.
Let's count. And that's a tough shot into shot clock. Terrence Williams using that size over the top of Braden Smith.
4-star prospect out of high school, now his senior season, averaging nearly 13 a game. They started for Purdue. What a pass. Smith to Jones in the corner. And it'll stay here on the loose ball foul. Edey dragged down, and it's Reed. It's number 3.
That's just such a good read by Braden Smith. I mean, you're taking a look at the help side defender. Is he taking Edey away? And if the answer is yes, then the skip pass is going to be there. Once again, it was on a rope. Assuming they're going to look at this for a hook and hold.
It appears to be the case. Looks like Paul Sells is going to go to the monitor to take a look. So let's look ourselves. See, Edey's down there. Jones takes the shot. Reed is in there with him, and that one doesn't give us a ton. Edey did a good job of selling the contact. Here's a little bit of a better angle, and oof, he does get him and hook him on the arm.
I think the key is going to be, you have to hook him, but is he clamping him? That's the language that kind of defines the hook and hold.
So you see the hook. Those are always bang bang.
Yeah, we haven't had great angles, I don't feel like, from a camera perspective there. There's been a body in the way, or it's been kind of the bottom of the frame.
To your point, wasn't an elongated hold. Here's another look. But he does have them.
No, he does. And that's our best look at it right there. The funny thing is that like when I played in the I hate to say in the late 2000s, early 2010s, like that was what they taught you to do.
Yeah.
You know, if you were in a bad spot, just clamp them down. And now with the rule the way it is, obviously it becomes a flagrant one. I think that you could make the case that should be, by the letter of the law, a hook and hold on Terrace Reed, but sometimes you never know how these things come out here. You know, how much did he clamp? TBD.
So here's the jurisdiction. The difference, it would be very shocking. In fact, it would be almost incomprehensible if this was a flagrant 2. But a flagrant 1 is excessive or unnecessary, and it would just be 2 shots and the ball. And we'll get the official word. Courtney Green's going to come over and give it to Robbie. What do we get?
So because of the clamp, it is going to be a hook and hold, and Zach Edey will get 2 free throws, and Purdue will keep the ball.
So, again, there's a couple schools of thought here. One, it's the letter of the law. It's how it's written in the rule book.
Yep.
And once you hook down and you make that contact and maintain that contact for long enough, that was quick, but it was long enough, it essentially automatically becomes that flagrant 1. And Edey will get one more opportunity to get a point on the board. But the second thing is, Zach Edey's just so large, and he's so smart in how he positions himself for rebounds. There's only so much that can be done, and there's no intent necessarily there from Terrace Reed.
No,
he's just doing anything he can do.
Trying to survive, and it's crazy because he's 6'10", 265. I mean, he's a big body himself. It's just he's not big in relation to what Zach Edey is. But who is? There's not many people in college basketball that are, or pro basketball for that matter.
Boban.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, that's like his size comparison.
Edey with the post touch. Can't finish. Another nice job by Reed, but Edey's right there to clean it up.
I mean, what else do you want Terrace Reed to do? It was really good defense, but the offensive glass always looms so large for Purdue. Edey stayed with it. Impressive to see him go down, pick that thing up, and bring it right back up to the rim.
Burnett on the outside. See if they can get him going at all. Nearly 10 points per game on the season. Just 4 points and 4 boards against Illinois. 6 to shoot now for Reed. Someone's going to have to make something happen. It's Llewellyn. The rainbow is short. Rebound tapped by Williams.
Nice play by Terrence Williams, just going over the top. Amari Burnett, he has lost his jumper and he's searching for it.
Great pass, Smith to Lawyer. Can't finish. Rebound tipped around. Edey back. Oh, wow. Zach Edey, watch your head. Edey brings the crowd to its feet, and a foul on the other end. This is where you can't teach size.
No, this is not a teachable play. But his motor is always so impressive. You know, he gets his hand on that thing, and this is like a Shaquille O'Neal jam right here. I mean, he just tears it off like you and I used to do on the Nerf hoop back when we were 6. That's high level.
It may have taken me till 11 on the Nerf hoop.
Well, at least you're honest about it.
Oh, Kaufman swats it out of there.
He's been phenomenal as the post-trap man, just coming over and making plays from the backside. Edey's the primary defender, but Trey Kaufman-Renn, he's coming to post-trap every time. And Terrace Reed, trying to get this to the rim, has no idea that Kaufman-Renn is right there behind him.
A great entry feed, counted and one. Williams just sneaks in, and Llewellyn with a sneaky pass to get it to him.
Right there, Terrence Williams taking advantage of how Purdue has jumped that high side. They're taking away Williams to the corner. So look at the way, just kind of the route. And once Lawyer got that far outside, Terrence Williams did a nice job of recognizing that, getting to his body, and then the pass was on time and on target.
So Williams with a strong start to this second half. See what Purdue can do. They're feeding Edey early. Just 6 points in the first half, and now Edey already with 5 in the first 2.5 minutes of the second half. Jones looking for him. Reed with a nice job being physical. They do get it to him. Edey in the paint is fouled. And Reed may have just picked up his 4th. And he did.
That hurts for Michigan because he's the one body that has been able to really fight Zach Edey. Even early in that possession, I mean, he's pushed Edey out to that Big Ten logo. He's really been able to affect early possessions with Edey, or early on in the possession with Edey. But this is what Zach Edey does. I mean, he fouls out your entire front court.
So Juwan Howard's going to go to Will Cheddar. And Terrace Reed Jr. is going to have to take the seat. And we'll see how Juwan Howard will balance these rotations now. Reed with 4 personal fouls, 17-12 still left in the game.
And they're going to have to send help for Olivier Kamwa because he's going to be down there fighting for his life. Just doesn't have the girth or the weight to battle what Edey is bringing.
Kamwa still scoreless in this game, and that is going to be called on the floor. So he's worked so hard defensively, and now he has to just find any way to find an opening offensively as Kaufman-Renn will pick up his second.
He cut through there and just leg whip Trey Kaufman-Renn. Really nice little action. They're going to look to get him on that block and see if they can find his turnaround jumper.
Burnett working on Smith on the outside. Cheddar's left all alone. Comes up short. Offensive rebound. Williams has been a force and one.
Give Terrence Williams a lot of credit. He has come out of the halftime break, even though Michigan down 25. He's out here competing. It's the second time that we've seen him get to the offensive boards. Just refusing to be blocked down, taking some contact, getting to the other side, and now an opportunity for a three-point play.
So 3 on Kaufman-Renn. And Williams looking to crack double figures here.
I think he's well on his way to a double-double, 9 and 6 with 17 to go.
Mason Gillis is going to come in for Kaufman Wren with the foul trouble. So Gillis out there with Edey, Lawyer, Jones, and Smith against Llewellyn, Burnett, Williams, Cheddar, and Kamwa. See how they defend Edey, some light full court pressure. Broken simply, and Smith will get it back on the reload. 15 to shoot for Jones. Back to Smith, screen from Gillis. Smith dancing. Lawyer, 5 to shoot. Lawyer's gonna make it happen himself when he draws the contact. Just went right at Williams, who'll pick it up.
Man, tough because Olivier Kamwa did his job there with Zach Edey. He really was fronting him, kept the ball out of his hands, looking to throw it in there, but the shot clock, Fletcher Lawyer creating some contact and earning a trip to the foul line.
Just showcases.
That's a tough call there. Fletcher Lawyer is initiating all of that contact.
We see that, I feel like, more and more, especially at the NBA level now, where
It's
a lot
the
of
offensive players' world.
No doubt.
I mean, it truly is.
Lawyer, maybe a little Rasheed Wallace feel.
Some basketball justice, huh?
Burnett will take it the other way. Michigan continuing to battle. This is something that Juwan Howard really liked out of his group a couple days ago against Illinois. They were down big in the second half, and he felt like they battled all the way to the final buzzer, especially those last couple minutes of the game, and just try to keep themselves and keep the energy high. Tough one there from Williams. Offensive board, and Kamwa is on the board.
That's back-to-back trips now where Michigan has found the offensive glass, gotten a second chance opportunity, and it's not just Terrence Williams, Olivier Kamwa there giving a great effort.
See what they can do defensively once again. Edey sets the screen for Smith. Jones, the pump fake and drive right past Llewellyn, and he's fouled. Kamwa frustrated as he hits the deck and leads us to our first time out of this second half. 15 and a half to play, and Purdue well on its way to their 10th home win of the season.
Zach Edey, a quiet first half. This was a not-so-quiet start to his second. He's going up here, doing what he does, hanging on rims.
If you want this, you got to go into the store and just be like, give me the Dung King's Munchkin Skewer.
The Dun King's Munchkin Skewer.
Too much of a mouthful?
Oh, how many times can you say it fast?
It's been a long time since I did the acting exercises.
Yeah, we know.
The Dung King's Munchkin Skewer.
Bite hard. Got it?
Discover customer service. This is Maya.
Oh, hi, Maya. You robots are sounding more human every day.
Oh, I am human.
Yeah, it's like I'm talking to a human.
At Discover, everyone can talk to a human representative.
All right, prove it.
Wait, are you a robot?
Oh. How would I prove that I'm not?
24/7 U.S.-based customer service.
Do you feel like a robot?
It pays to Discover.
Time now for our productive performance presented by Slack. Lance Jones has had himself another ball game out here. He's played so well the last three. Coming into tonight, 16 points a game, 11 of 24 from the field, 7 of 16 from three. And that has just continued right on. 12 points here tonight, but the impact not just on offense. He has been terrific guarding the basketball, making life tough for this Michigan offense. No Doug McDaniel on the floor, and Lance Jones has been able to take advantage.
And he's gotten the crowd involved. There's something he's done since he's arrived here at Purdue as a transfer from Southern Illinois this year. And it's just meant so much to this program, so much to this specific team. Energy has been there. He's hit big shots. He's come up with clutch moments on both ends of the floor. And it just feels like he was one of the main missing ingredients maybe from the team last year that returned obviously so much into this season under Matt Payne.
You bring a guy in that plays with some real swagger, has great on-ball defensive ability, and then can make shots. And he shot a high volume, and you look at that percentage, it's now hovering around 35. You know, that's good enough, especially when you got all the other shooters around. But he does not fear the moment. Like, you can see that. That is so obvious. This performance by Purdue today, Lance Jones, his fingerprints all over this game. But how about the fact that Purdue has no turnovers? That is a wild stat, and that's something that they have certainly harped on, worked on, and when things have gone south for Purdue, it's been most of the time them turning the basketball over. Not the case tonight.
Jones mentioned before the season that he personally and this entire team, as Robbie mentioned, playing with a major chip on their shoulder as Cheddar misfires and Smith claims another rebound. Edey's in the ball game for Lawyer. Here is Jones on the cross, the sauce, and the foul. There'll be 2 more free throws for Jones, but just that beeline to the bucket and the quick first step at 6'1", 200. It'll be the 3rd personal foul against Cheddar.
I heard someone say the other day that Purdue's season doesn't start until the NCAA tournament this year. And I just think that is such a weird way to look at it. As someone who played in the Big Ten, I value Big Ten championships. I value the Big Ten tournament. I think that if you can beat all the good teams that are in this league in a 3 or 4 day span, that's quite the accomplishment. And if you win over the course of 20 games a Big Ten title, that matters. Now, does Purdue need to exercise some NCAA tournament demons? Absolutely. There's no doubt about that. But to say that what they do to get there, well, then why are we even playing the games?
Llewellyn, a chance for 4. Jones got in the landing space, and Llewellyn's going to have a chance to bring this a little bit closer. I think it's a good point. And look, we're in a results world. Another look at the extra feed from Cheddar. And Llewellyn, the concentration. This is a results-driven sport, as the sports are in general. And Purdue, that's been the knock on this program for a long time. But Matt Painter, the job he's done to build this to what it is now, from when he took over to now, 19 years later, to essentially a powerhouse and a consistent top 5 team in the country the last 3 years, bringing in top-tier talent, bringing in top-tier transfers. This is a team that deserves the credit that they probably haven't gotten because of the tournament. And to your point, even just before you think about March, you've got to appreciate what they're doing right now on the brink of going to 18-2 for the 2nd straight year, and Edey with an easy deuce.
Just see what Matt Painter has built this building into. I mean, this atmosphere every time they play here is phenomenal. The players he's gotten, the way that he recruits fit, it has been really the most impressive thing to me.
Cheddar can't hit. Rebound nearly tapped in, and Edey guides it to Edey. Here's Jones. Quick trigger. Yes, sir.
Braden Smith just saw him the whole way. I mean, he just knew he was getting that thing to Lance Jones.
Burnett driving kick. Llewellyn. Nope. And the rebound goes to Williams. Mitty. Nearly got the roll. Pops to the outside. Smith looking to run again with numbers of yards. Swing it. Edey. Catch and shoot. No. Oh, back tap Smith. Jones again. Short. Braden Smith just does everything.
He does. He controls the game.
Burnett bursts to the rim. Michigan continuing to play hard on both ends. This has been a tough season at 7-11 coming in. Juwan Howard missing the first handful of games this year. Phil Martelli stepping in as the associate head coach, acting head coach, while Howard recovered from some health issues, and Jones continues to show that fearless nature. Rattles in another 3.
This is a clinic by Purdue.
Kamwa, and a reset for Llewellyn. Reed still on the bench with the 4 fouls for Michigan. Williams guarded by Edey on the outside. Williams runs into a double. Kamwa for 3.
Drive right there on that baseline. You draw 2, you've got Kamwa behind. I just think for Michigan, when you take away Doug McDaniel, and we talked about this at the start of the game, he's taken 34 shots in their last 2 games. The ball is always in his hands, and then you take that away and you see how you're going to play it. It's just these road games are going to be brutal. They really are.
Perfect placement for Smith. High off the window for 2 more. Michigan set to make some changes. Jace Howard and George Washington III will check in next at ball, as will Ethan Morton for Purdue. Hot potato on the outside. Llewellyn back to Cheddar.
Nice flash.
Great entry as well. And Kamwa finishes it off.
High-low basketball. Kamwa pushing Mason Gillis up the lane. Will Cheddar just flashing high post, and it's a very pretty pass. Not an easy one, but effective from Will Cheddar.
Smith off a series of screens. Hooks it a little bit behind Gillis. And Jones will go into the backcourt and restrict the fast break. Just under 12 to play. Purdue already up to 70 on the night. And they're just showing off on the offensive end.
Well, Braden Smith once again running the show. 8 assists on the evening, finding Zach Edey right at the rim. And Purdue, he can do it himself as well.
Oh my God. At the tone, please record your message.
Well, getting all the way downhill and everything going Purdue's way. 11:49 to play. Braden Smith is hovering in triple-double territory. 11.7 rebounds, 8 assists, continuing to just do a little bit of everything. But a much more efficient night for a guy that hadn't been shooting the basketball that well. Tonight, 4 of 4 from the field. He's knocked down the only 3 he's taken. But some of the passes, the reads that he has made, he's just been in total control of this Purdue offense. And it's been quite the performance from the sophomore point guard.
His fingerprints all over the game. Smith continues to run the show. 11 points, 7 boards, 8 assists. Slightly above his season averages in rebounds and assists, right at that season average in scoring. He's perfect from the floor. The defensive impact has been there as well. He'll stay out there here with 11:49 to play, along with Edey, Gillis, Edey, and Morton. Jace Howard into the game for Michigan. Get it in for Burnett. George Washington III out there. Cheddar and Kamwa will round out the 5. Howard, that's a tough 2.
Jace Howard trying to find his rhythm offensively here tonight. Hadn't scored the 2 games he'd played, but nice job there, just playing off the closeout and getting to his pull-up jumper.
Smith off the screen. Nice job there on the recovery by Howard to stay on Gillis. Edey with a touch, and he's fouled before he could get the shot off. So the foul on the floor. And it looks like Cheddar. If it is, that's number 4.
The recognition by Purdue's perimeter players there, seeing that Will Cheddar was guarding Edey, and there was no doubt about where that ball was going.
So now Cheddar with 4. Go get Terrence Reed Jr. in with 4. Zach Edey effect. Morton in. Heidi! Oh! He's flying through the air! Heidi goes high for 2. Washington, no.
They had Heidi on that backside again. It was a tough pass, but he's an active cutter.
Instead it's Edey.
That's a good option too.
Silky smooth.
I don't think Matt Painter will complain about that play.
And now Kaufman Wren and Caleb First will hop off the bench and check in next dead ball as we approach the midway point of the second half. Howard circles. Burnett. Kamwa. A tough game offensively. Can't hit that 3. And there's a double-double for Zach Edey. And his teammate hits the deck. They smile at one another.
A tough break, Cam. I'm getting this double-double.
Smith outside. Martin hits a 3. Was just 3 of 15 from 3 on the season. Howard can't respond. Smith, lob, Heidi. No whistle comes.
That was an ambitious pass from Braden Smith.
Burnett. And the bump and the foul. Going to go on Morton. So 9:36. And it looks like Edey and Smith will head to the bench.
Well, somebody's got to give some help. You know, Nimari Burnett is chasing Cam Heidi. And those bigs, especially your guard Zach Edey, he's taken 1-3 all year. Terrace Reed's going to see that. Just loosen and take away the initial cut. There's no doubt Heidi's a big-time athlete, so to see him go up and put a defender on a poster is no surprise.
So changes. Heidi will sit along with Smith, Edey, and Gillis. Miles Colvin in the game for the first time. Howard well short this time. Reed keeps it alive. 15 to shoot. Bounce it, kick it. Another chance. This time it's just off the front of the rim. What activity by Reed. Washington, Llewellyn can't convert.
One of the bright spots Juwan Howard's going to be able to look at, he watches the tape, is the way that Michigan has gotten to the offensive glass. If Matt Painter had one complaint, it would be their inability to shut down the defensive boards.
He's not going to complain about Lance Jones, who has scored from every angle tonight. So Purdue has Morton, Colvin, Jones, First, and Kaufman-Renn. Here's Howard on the attack, bouncing inside. Reed attacks the rim.
A pretty two-man game right there. Jace Howard comes off that handoff and fundamental bounce pass. Terrace Reed done by those two.
6 points now for Reed. Morton trying to get it in. He just threw it away. Reed on the takeaway. Washington running the lane. Kick it. Washington, a three. No, too strong. Approaching 8 minutes to play here at Mackey Arena. Purdue on the brink of starting 10-0 at home. Lance Jones, the cross, the sauce, but the miss. Morton right there for the board. Colvin, he's not shy, showing it off. Kaufman-Renn, another offensive rebound taken away. Llewellyn hits the deck, slow to get up.
He has had a tough night in terms of some of the physical plays that have gone against Jalen Llewellyn.
The hesitation, beeline the bucket for two.
But with all that being said, he has come right back at Purdue. He's had a couple turnovers, has gotten knocked around a bit, but he has 16 points on an efficient 6 of 11 from the field.
Purdue shooting 50% from the floor and 63% from three. It has been an onslaught from the outside. Jones, a big reason why. Couldn't finish.
Honestly, don't know if they don't turn the basketball over, which they still, they've turned it over a little bit more here in the second half. But they have 4 turnovers in a game, and they make double-digit threes. They're going to be so hard to beat.
Llewellyn leaves it short. Morton bear hugs the board. Jones running the floor. Attacks on Washington, and Colvin will slow it down.
Smart play by Lance Jones to not force the alley-oop there. Miles Colvin running the floor, but Michigan had taken it away.
Contested, doesn't matter. Miles Colvin, money. Timeout, Michigan. Over the next couple games, as Edey scores 9 more points and blocks 7 more shots.
He's a generational player. I have to assume he's going to win National Player of the Year again, and the list of players who have won that award twice are the who's who of college basketball as well. So I just think that Purdue fans need to not take his greatness for granted, because I'm not sure that you'll ever see someone like Zach Edey again play at Purdue.
Last player to win back-to-back National Player of the Year awards. Good in the process as well.
I love the fact that coaches across college basketball team up with the American Cancer Society, and certainly this year trying to raise awareness for cancer screening. It's such a big deal. Certainly we all can go and get screened. Just go to coaches.cancer.org and find out where testing centers are around you.
Really great cause. Brings both teams together. Nearly another turnover for Purdue, but Kaufman-Renn hits the deck, and it'll be a tie-up, staying with the Boilermakers. So 6 to shoot. It's Kaufman-Renn, Colvin, First, Heidi, and Morton against Williams, Washington, Llewellyn, Kamwa, then Reed. Morton, the trigger man. Lobbing Kaufman-Renn. He's going to have to put it up. Shimmy, shake, the drive, the deuce.
It's amazing how he just continuously finds ways to get to his right hand and his left shoulder. I mean, you know the scouting report says take it away, but he just, much like Luis Scola used to do for the Pacers, He just gets there. It's really incredible.
That had to be so frustrating to have to guard a guy like that.
I
knew
witnessed
exactly what it was.
I knew exactly what the scouting report said, and every time he'd score, you'd go back to the bench and the coach would say, how can you let him go to his right hand? But everybody does.
That's going to be on the floor as Williams claimed his own rebound. LaMarcus Aldridge, I know, was just talking about that recently, how he only had a couple moves. This is Scola-esque.
No, he is. And Scola's deal was he'd go up and under like he was going back to his left and then whip right back around to his right. And Trey Coffin-Wren's got that as well. He's got that in his arsenal.
Meanwhile, Will Berg on the floor. Brian Waddle on the floor. This is just a one-and-one.
Yeah, so. I don't think. Yeah, these are not what the students are looking for. They're looking for more fouls to get to the double bonus.
So they did just miss a front end of the one-and-one prior than this, but it doesn't count.
2 missed opportunities.
Yes,
they've been in the double bonus. These now we're talking about some sandwiches.
Morton, Colvin, another three, another hit.
This jumper looks so pure. Dude's got a ton of ability.
Hasn't played a ton of late. You see the talent, you see the confidence from the freshman from Indianapolis.
It's this end where he can, I think, still earn some minutes on the floor. Has to guard better, but his time is coming.
Washington, and he's bumped on the outside, so it will be one final one-and-one opportunity. 4:58 left. That means there's going to be a lot of two-shot fouls coming up.
That's very true. The amazing thing is that nobody's really left the stadium. I mean, this game has been well in hand for the second half, and there's Miles Colvin's parents right there. This place is still jam-packed.
Washington true on the first free throw. Washington athletic, good rebounder at his side, just a freshman, but somebody that Juwan Howard and his coaching staff believes could be a good piece moving forward for this program. Getting some valuable minutes, one of the tougher places to play in the conference. And across, first, around the board. First finds the soft spot, but he traveled. So for Purdue, going to be 10-0 here at home. You go to Rutgers next before a big revenge game, hosting Northwestern. In a game that it feels like 2 losses on the season, both in conference. One at Northwestern, one at Illinois. That Northwestern was the conference opener for Purdue. And both times, both teams were really uber efficient from 3.
Yeah, made threes. Purdue turned it over. I just thought Northwestern's guards torched Purdue. And you have to think that the trio of Lance Jones, Braden Smith, and Fletcher Loyer are going to be really motivated to not let that happen again.
Berg is fouled and Reed is out. He has hit the quota.
He battled. He battled Zach Edey, and Edey still gets his double-double. And I thought Terrace Reed did a nice job of guarding Edey in terms of one-on-one defense.
So Berg will go to the free throw line. His 6th and 7th attempts of the season. And I don't know where Matt Painter finds these bodies, because you've got Zach Edey at 7'4", 300. Will Berg, just a redshirt freshman, 7'2", 255.
Well, there's just more on the way.
Yes.
The thing I'm wondering is, where were these big bodies when I was playing here for him? Because we didn't have guys like this.
It would have made life pretty easy.
Yeah, no doubt.
Couple steals, couple extra points, offensive board kick out.
Hashim Thabit was out there at that time.
That's a good point.
I would have thought that we would, now you look at Purdue, we would have been a lock to get him.
Kamwa. No. Berg, another board.
They're high on Will Berg. But think about this. You come in as a freshman and you play against Zach Edey every day, you're either going to get broken or you're going to get better.
Top 10, and Wisconsin sitting at number 13 in Purdue handling their business right now. Wisconsin with the victory. Illinois getting their firepower back with Terrence Shannon back on the floor. Burnett knocks through a 3 for the Wolverines.
Maybe that jump starts him. Just 2 of 9 from the field tonight. Had not been shooting it well the last 3 games, and they're going to need DeMar Burnett, especially on the road. No Doug McDaniel. They're going to ask a lot of him.
Colvin can't miss.
He just, and the crazy thing is he comes in off of not playing or playing a minute, and he just stays hot. Like he is always in the mentality that he is hot.
So Morton picks up the foul, but Burnett's going to shoot too.
This is good for the Purdue fans. Michigan going a little bit of zone. You hit the middle, and then you just spray this thing out.
Burnett 72%. Conley quiets the crowd.
Onions right there.
The biggest pressure free throw you're going to take.
No doubt. But that's what makes this promo cool. This game has been over for the entire second half, yet it's going to be a standing ovation if somebody misses the first foul shot.
Jackson Selvala checks in for Kamwa. Meanwhile, on the floor for Purdue, Morton, first, Berg, Waddell, and Colvin. And into the middle. Berg inside on the seal.
That's just so easy for Purdue. He's flashed by Caleb Burst, and better seal from Will Berg.
Burnett, get it. Washington, it's pure.
Man, good opportunity for a guy like George Washington III. He's got 1 point since November 10th coming into tonight, and now maybe this jumpstarts his offense a little bit. Freshman getting an opportunity on the road.
Waddell skip pass and a foul away from the ball. On the inside, going to go against Williams. Williams isn't on the floor, but they said number 5. So who's the foul on?
I got Cheddar.
Cheddar it is, and that's going to be the quota for him as well. 5th personal foul on Cheddar. He will head to the bench. Matt Painter clears his bench. Carson Barrett's going to check in for Purdue. Chase Martin is in there. Waddell, Berg, and Sam King for the Boilermakers as well. Meanwhile, Michigan will go deeper into their bench. Ian Burns in for Burnett. Out there with Washington, Kayat, Harrison Huckberg, and Jackson Selvala. His free throw, and Waddell keeps it alive. Barrett lost it, and out of bounds. It'll stay with Purdue. Well, the offense has been explosive since the loss 2 weeks ago to Nebraska. 4 straight points, 4 straight games with at least 84 points. The crowd wants a lot to happen here with the extended run. Instead, Berg is going to miss, and we're going to Washington a foul.
Opportunity here, though.
Well, Washington on the season, just 1 of 2 coming in from the free throw line.
I feel like the students are still here for this reason and this reason only.
They want slim chickens, not slim pickings. Big first one. Ooh. Ice in his veins. This reminds me of when Isaiah Thomas was getting heckled by a fan in Philly. And he went back at the fan, and the fan said, "Sorry, bro, I just wanted a free Frosty."
Exactly. That's all I need.
This fans just
ruined this for me.
They just want free food and drink.
For me, yes.
King, kick out, Martin on the drive. Nearly got the roll. Hochberg clears. Washington will run it. Just under 2 to play. Good opportunity and experience for both teams here, deep in their bench. Oh, that was an awkward landing from Washington and a turnover on a travel. Juwan Howard checks in on his guard here. But Washington did just put a little extra hurt in the hearts of the fans here. This was the reaction for the make. Right there.
Oh, devastation.
Surprised no surrender Cobras there. Approaching 90 seconds to play here. Waddell looking to get rid of it. Martin. Back from Barrett. Waddell on the take. Double. 10 to shoot. Kings. A three. Carson. Barrett. From downtown. Final minute in West Lafayette. Washington responds. A deep one.
He's come into the game and made some shots.
Cross court for Waddell. On the take.
Oh, wow. Hello.
Exclamation point. A brilliant Boilermaker offensive showing. And a fantastic finish. Can they break 100? King. No. Barrett the board. Waddell with a 4-second difference. And it looks like they will slow it down all the way. Drain the clock. Fans want that triple digits, and they won't get it. I'm not sure you could ask for much more out of Purdue in this game. Highlights, execution, all the little things done. And Mount Painter's team, the #2 team in the country, shows pure dominance from start to finish.